I'm Ari. This is Bryce. We're volunteers with No More Deaths, No Más Muertes in southern Arizona. We're a humanitarian aid organization that works to end death and suffering along the U.S.-Mexico border. And we're currently about 20 kilometers east of Sasabe, where a lot of migrants are coming across the U.S.-Mexico border to seek asylum.
For whatever reason, there's been just a huge influx of people coming in this particular spot. It's kind of just started happening in this area east of Sasabe, and it's a particularly dangerous situation here just because it's so unbelievably remote. You're many miles from any kind of help.
It's created a really deadly and dangerous situation, which usually happens. It happens all the time when people are like trying to be clandestine and walk through the desert, which is usually the demographic of people that our organization is doing work with. But what we're seeing now is segregation and 911 calls with asylum seekers, where 911, like Bryce said, doesn't respond, passes us off to Border Patrol, and then Border Patrol also does nothing. Which is leaving children and women out in really remote conditions, is leaving children and women and like families, people from all different parts of the world out in winter desert conditions of temperatures that are freezing.
All this, I mean, this crap we put up on a day that was just really rainy and cold. There was like historic rainfall, and there was like nothing here. There was no tents, there was no anything. And our goal was just to sort of keep people alive until Border Patrol could come pick them up. But on that day, Border Patrol just never showed up. So this stuff wasn't meant to last more than just a few hours. But it was just completely full of kids, women. There was a different medical emergency like probably every half hour. It was just this really, really horrible situation in which a lot of people probably could have died. People are coming through the border here to seek asylum. They're not coming out here to in like sort of traditional migration of trying to cross clandestinely through the desert. They're doing what usually you would be able to do by just presenting at a port of entry, and legally you are allowed to do that. But currently people are prevented from presenting for asylum at the port of entry. They're turned back unless they have a CBP1 app appointment, which for a million different reasons is either difficult or impossible for a lot of people, or often people will be stuck in a dangerous border town for up to a year at a time or more.
Border Patrol is one of the most well-funded federal agencies and has every resource to like avert this crisis, and they're the ones like continuing to like worsen it. We are a handful of humanitarian aid groups and people pulling at any strand we have within like our community, within Tucson and outside of Tucson, to try to mitigate some harm. And if like we can get our ragged asses together to do that, Border Patrol can sure as hell like avoid people from dying along this wall.
Oh,
so
yeah. Instead, they're using all their resources with these little stupid cease and desist letters and all these little tents. Is absolutely fucking silly.
Yeah, in the last month, I would say, there's been a really amazing community effort to support what's currently going on here. So folks in Tucson have rallied together to do clothing drives, cooking a bunch of food, bringing it down to the wall. There's been people who have four-wheel drive vehicles driving down and supporting with medical care, like making meals for 100 to 300 people every day. Yeah, this current situation would not be sustainable. It still isn't sustainable, but just like with the efforts of No More Deaths or the Samaritans, yeah, we really need community support. And it's been so special to see all of the people come together and help make this like disaster a little bit lighter on all of us.